and just enjoy. Hi, Charlotte. If you could mute yourselves, that'd be fab, because I don't think I can mute you all. No, I can't. So if you could do that, that'd be amazing. Thank you. And we shall get started. Okay. What's going on with you? Oh, there we go. Got you all in gallery view now, so I can see you all nice and clearly. Brilliant. Let us start then in a standing position. Make sure you can see me okay. Right. So we're going to start just with your hands on your hips. Find a position where you can comfortably stand with all of your toes pressing as much as possible down into the floor. I want you to always think about what's happening with your rib cage. Be very mindful that you don't stand with a popped rib cage. You want to stand with your ribs as if they're, the way I describe it to people is if you've got a little set of gates on your rib cage that open out. If you want to make sure that your ribs aren't hyperextending your spine, you want to close your gates at the front of your ribs. So you're not sinking into a flexed spine, but you're letting your ribs just slightly soften down towards your pelvis. So that's the position you start in. Bring your hands to your hips and just peel your left foot away from the floor, keeping the frame of your hips nice and level. And then slowly start to just lift up through your knee. Just holding here, pressing into your supporting foot and keeping your shoulders in line with your hips. It's always really important, as you probably all know anyway, to have really strong calf muscles and also ankles for when you're doing your clicks in and out on your cleats. So bringing your arms out to the side and imagine you're squeezing your inner thighs towards one another. Your crown of your head sends all the way up to the ceiling the whole time. And yes, please do pop your hand into something to help you balance if you need to. Otherwise, it's good for your core to start working into a balanced position. Now take your opposite hand across to the outside of your knee, and if you can gently twist it across just to a point where you feel a very slight stretch down the side of your glute, that would be amazing. Slowly bring it back into center and lower your leg down. Bring your arms down and just walk through your feet, because we get quite tight and tense through our feet. And when you're balancing, obviously, sometimes you can grip through your toes, so be careful not to do that. Spread your toes as much as you can. And before we carry on with the next balance, let's do something called Mexican wave feet, which sounds kind of weird. You want to be able to lift all of your toes off the floor and slowly try and start to place one toe back down onto the floor individually, which is quite hard. Then you lift them all up again. If you can, do one toe at a time. One last time, you press into whichever toe first. I find little toes to press down first is easier. And slowly start to press down into your toes and then lift your toes back up again. Then just come up onto a heel raise, so you're pressing your ankle bones forward and slowly lower down. Just one last time of that. Press your ankle bones forward, start to feel how it works in your calves and also the arches of your feet, and lower down. Now you come back to the other side. So you start to slowly peel your right foot away from the floor. Arms can come out to the side, keeping the frame nice and strong. Soften through your left leg and lift up through your right leg as high as you can without sinking your body forward. Press into your supporting leg, inner thighs squeeze towards one another. Again, use a work surface or a wall or whatever to hold on to, and hold across the outside of your knee with your opposite leg. Opposite hand even, otherwise that's impossible. And gently put it across. Brilliant. Come back into center, lower your leg down and your arms, just roll through any tension and just walk through your feet one more time. I'm going to come side on. We're going to do a single leg stretch standing. So I want you to hinge forward slightly from your hips so your back is in a nice straight line with your natural lumbar curve. Peel your right foot off the floor again and just lift your leg away from the floor. Try to keep the bend through your leg the whole time, and you're gently starting to bring your leg behind you. Supporting leg is really strong. Think about a gentle lift up through your pelvic floor and then bring your knee forward slightly. pressing into your supporting big toe. Take your leg behind you. Keep your hips as if they've got little headlights shining forward. And slowly lift up through your knee. Good. So you're keeping a very slight hinge through your spine. Brilliant. And again, gently lifting your knee up. One last time. Your supporting leg will start to feel the work. Take your leg behind you. Lift your leg up. Shoulders are relaxed. And lower down. Stand it up. Just walk through your feet again. Now, if you had any discomfort in your lumbar spine when you're in your hinge, just come completely to a standing position. But the idea to hinge is that you're starting to work your core, you're starting to work your back extensors, so you're starting to try and strengthen them up. So you bring your opposite foot off the floor now. Keep your hips forward like they have headlights and gently lift your leg up. Press down into your supporting foot. And slowly take your leg behind you. Keep the bend through your knee. Well done. Shoulders are relaxed and down. And then just bring your knee forward slightly. Well done. Take it behind you, squeezing your inner thighs together. Gentle lift through your belly button. One more time, forward. Good. And take it behind. Supporting thigh will be switched on. Lower your leg down and just stand it up nice and tall. Just walk through your feet. Brilliant. Let's come now down to the mat, but we use a really nice roll down, which helps with your spine flexion to take you down onto the floor. Before we do that, interlace your fingers behind you. Press your knuckles down to the floor and reach your chest up to the ceiling. As much as you feel comfortable to press your knuckles down, to open through your chest, gentle look up to the ceiling so you come into a little bit of back extension, and then release. Soften through your elbows, let your shoulders roll, and now you're going to come down to a roll down. So have enough space in front of you, feet to hip distance. Imagine your back is up against a wall, soft through your knees. Nod your head and let your arms be really, really heavy. So they're like the arms of a rag doll, so you can shake your arms about. Keep the weight in the center of your feet. If you need to bend your knees more, please do. And you slowly start to roll your body weight down, sending your tailbone up to the ceiling. Now to come back up standing, tuck your tailbone under first and slowly start to roll back up again. Let your shoulders just settle comfortably back onto your shoulder blades. One last time, you nod your head. Let your arms be heavy. Feel the work, feel the stretch through your upper spine, coming into your mid-spine. Your chin stays just away from your chest. Rolling all the way down. When you feel you can roll no longer, and you can bring your hands to the floor, bend your knees and walk yourself forward. So you're now coming into your 4-point kneeling position. Press down into the floor. Before we come into any cat-cows, we're going to come and do a seated exercise. I like to come out of this position in a way of crossing my ankles, reaching myself up into a high kneeling position. You don't have to do this, you can just sit down on the bum. Bring your hands down by your sides and then just slide your feet through. By doing that, it starts to articulate, to work through your ankle joints. But you can just literally sit yourself down on your bum, absolutely fine. You don't have to do it in the way that I did. So we're going to start seated. Plant your feet really firmly down onto the floor, and the first and the best way to really get movement through your lumbar spine is to press hands to thighs, thighs into your hands. Lift your chest nice and high. Tuck your pelvis under, so your hips are drawing up towards your ribs and your tail is going underneath your legs. Hold on to the backs of your thighs. You roll back until you feel the work starts to build in your tummy. Now keep that shape of your spine. Gently bring your head forward first, then lift your chest up so your spine straightens. Any problem in your lower back, any pinching, pins and needles, then just do a very gentle pelvic tilt, just to get movement through your lumbar spine so you can get quite stuck. And again, press hands to thighs, tuck under. Slowly start to roll back. Feel the work in your belly. Think about your ribs rolling up towards your chest, hips lifting up towards your ribs. And slowly round forward, come back up to your seated position. Good. And do that again for me, please. Tuck your tail under. Keep gently pressing hands to thighs, thighs to hands, so you're really active through your legs. Roll back to where you feel the bite through your belly. And now roll yourself forward and lift it up. Good. One last one. Tuck your tail under. Slowly roll it back. Pause and just hold for a moment. Eye line looks down to your thighs. Use your hands behind your legs to help you bring yourself all the way back up again. Lift up nice and tall. Stretch your legs in front of you. Arms stretch in front of you. Flex your feet. Nod your head and stretch your spine forwards. And slowly restack up through your spine. Good. And just do one more of those for me. Stretching forward, tucking your rib cage under, reaching your hands down towards your feet, and slowly start to sit back up. Now we're going to come onto our hands and knees and work a little bit into our triceps and also into our lower back through our core control. Best way to get up. Cross your ankles. You don't have to do it this way again if you don't want to, because it stretches your ankle bones. Roll forward onto your hands and knees and uncross your legs. I'm going to grab a cushion to pop under my knees because my kitchen floor is a little bit hard. So if you have anything you want to put under your knees, please grab one now. And we're going to work into some triceps. You don't have to do this in the way I'm going to do it. You can do it purely on your hands and knees if you wish. Find your 4-point kneeling position where your hands are strongly down into the floor. Stretch your right leg away from you and you use your hands to push your ribs away from the floor so you're not sinking into your back. Lift your right leg off the floor and walk your hands forward a little bit and have them narrow. So you've got a narrow hand position. Your elbows bend down towards your waist. And as you inhale, you come forward. Exhale, you press back up again. So you're working into your core, you're working your triceps and press. Your modification for that is you come onto your knees, fleshy part above your kneecaps, and you just do a little tricep press here. Modification again, fully on your knees. And you just do a half tricep. So depending on how your body's feeling, you have 3 variations. I'm going to go with the more progressive one. So you come forward, press it away. Last one, come forward, press it away. Knee comes down, sink into your child's pose stretch. Arms come in front of you, lower your chest down and your head. And slowly round back up again. Before we go on to the next side, let's just do a couple of cat-cows. Press into the floor, tuck your hips forward so your lumbar spine rounds, nod your head, but let your head be active so it's not just hanging down, your head stays quite strong. Now pull the heels of your hands towards you to untuck your tail, eyes come forward, chest presses through. One last one. Press into your hands, tuck your tail, nod your head, round your spine just a bit, and come through in the opposite direction. Find your neutral spine, stretch your left leg behind you, walk your hands forward a little bit more, and lift your left leg off the floor. Your hip looks down to the floor so it's not rotating through your back. And now you press into your palms, and you breathe in to come forward, breathe out to press it away. Good. Breathe in to come forward, breathe out to press it away. Nice, well done. Carry on doing exactly the same thing. Remember your modifications and your options. Try to keep your hands fairly narrow. Your elbows don't bend out into a normal press up. They bend down to your waist. Yes, good. So a couple of corrections there when I sneakily looked up and had a look. Last two. Just do one last one. Coming down, pressing it away. Knee comes down and sink back into your child's pose. Brilliant, well done. Stretch into your triceps by taking your palms up to the ceiling. Stay down in your child's pose. Then you bring one hand to one shoulder, your other hand to your other shoulder. Walk your elbows forward. Let your head lower and press your armpits down to the floor. And that really stretches into the backs of your arms. Fabulous. So from your child's pose, come back up onto your hands and knees. You can either cross your ankles behind you to lower yourself down onto your bum, or just come and take a seat down onto the floor. Stretch your left leg in front of you and pull your right knee in towards your chest. Hold underneath the front of your shin and your kneecap. Tuck your pelvis, roll yourself all the way down. And now keep your right knee in towards you. Your head stays down on the floor to begin with. Now bring your arms by your sides and let your left leg hover off. And we're going to do a single leg stretch without our arms. So you swap your legs over. So one knee pulls in as your opposite leg straightens away. And you press it away. Breathing in, pull it in as far as you can. Breathing out, press your other leg away. So you're switching your legs over. Pull one knee in as your other leg stretches forward, and then switch. Good. Trying not to lift your legs high. They're just going directly forwards and back. Nice. Just do one last one each side. Well done. And then let your knees come to your chest and just rest for a moment, because it's quite intense even without lifting your head. That's the first level for your single leg stretch. It's working to increase your extension through your hips. It's working your hamstrings. It's working your core. With your back staying heavy, it's working your back extensors. So it's doing a lot for you. Next exercise, same thing. So lift both your legs up into your double knee fold. So both your knees are at 90 degrees. But this time you bring your hands behind your head and you lift your head up off the floor. Let your elbows just be visible out the sides of your eyes. And now stretch your left leg away, flex up through your spine as much as you can, and repeat exactly the same thing. Now, if this feels too challenging for you, come back to lying down on the floor. So one knee pulls in as one leg stretches away. Pull it in as one leg comes away. Feel your thigh muscles working. The leg that pulls in, that same side sit bone pushes away. So you're pulling one knee in, stretching one away. Good. Again, if it feels too much of a challenge with your head up, bring it down. Ribs are heavy at the front, heavy at the back. Waistband is heavy. Two more. Last one. And now bring your knees into your chest, bring your head down, and gently just rock yourself from side to side. That was level 2. Level 3 of the same exercise. Remember your options. Hold behind your thighs, rock yourself up to seated, or turn to your side and come up to a seated position. Lean back onto your forearms, but I want you to be careful that you don't just sink your chest down. I want you to feel the stretch through the front of your chest, opening up through your shoulders. Press forearms and hands down, lift your legs up again. Have a slight tuck of your pelvis so you're not compromising your spine, and you pull one knee in and you stretch one leg away. And you pull one knee in and you stretch. This will be working your back here as well. So back extensors are working to keep you lifted. Bring your eyes down to your thighs so your neck isn't tensing. Pull your knee in, press it away. Pull it in and press, good. And lift your chest nice and high. If this again is too much for you, come back to level 2 or back to level 1. You have options all the time to choose the level you wish to be in. If you're resting on your forearms, press your chest up so you don't sink through your back. Last 3 and 2. One last one, well done. And from your forearm position, just lower your feet, gently press yourself up, scoot your bum back, and just stretch into the spine stretch. And lift up nice and tall. Now, if you want to go for one more level, to level 4, you bring yourself back so your bum is coming closer towards your feet. But this time you take your arms out to the side, your fingers facing away from you, and you have your arms straight, but you're still lifting through your chest. Walk your hands far away so you can feel lifted, and you can kind of guess what we're going to do now. You're going to lift your legs up, tuck your pelvis, and you're going to stretch your legs away. So lean back a little bit more. Take your arms a bit wider and pull and press. This will be working your back extensors again. You probably feel it working into your core. This is level 4. Level 3, drop it to forearms. Level 2, drop to your head. Level 1, drop to the floor. So you have choices again with this one. Keep tucked under through your pelvis, lift your chest, pull it in and press it away. Now your whole body is working here. For 3 and 2, last one, lower your feet. This time tuck your pelvis, slide all the way down to the floor. Just stretch your legs away, take your arms overhead and reach your arms away from you. Brilliant. Sweep your arms round by your side, pull your knees into your chest, and either turn to your side and come seated or rock yourself up. Brilliant. We're going to come and do saw. We've done saw, I think, maybe the second week we did this. So saw is a combination of flexion forward, rotation, and flexion. So it's really good for all the movements your spine needs to do. So with saw, you take your legs to a comfortable wide position, flex your feet, toes and knees point up to the ceiling, arms come out to the side. Now straight away, you're feeling your back working. If you find it really hard to sit up with a straight spine with your legs forward, sit on a book or bend your knees slightly, because I really want you to feel that your spine, right from your lumbar, can support you to sit upright. So find something to help you if you should need to. Otherwise, arms come out to your side. Press your heels away. Lift the crown of your head up. You're going to rotate to keep your arms open over towards your right foot. So you're rotating from your chest. Then you take your opposite arm forward as you nod your head and you stretch your little finger to little toe and you press your other hand up and you pulse for 3, 2, 1, lift and come back into center. So it's a 2-part movement. You rotate first, then you nod your head, flex your spine, little finger to little toe, other hand comes high, pulse 3, 2, 1, lift and into center. Good. And again, rotate over towards the other way. Nod your head, flex your spine, keep both your hips pulling down to the floor. You're soaring your little toe off with your little finger, delightful. And then you round back up, come back into center. Really nice, well done. Twist the other way, flex your feet, bring your hand forward, nod. Slowly pulse, 3, 2, 1, lift and into center. One last time each way. So you're doing spine rotation, spinal flexion, you're working your back extensors. Pulse, 3, 2, 1, lift and back in center. Last time, rotate, nod, flex. 3, 2, 1, lift, bring it back into center, arms come down, slowly bring your legs so they're a bit closer together, turn your palms in towards one another, come off your book if you wish, nod your head, and imagine you're hugging something in front of you. So you're letting your shoulder blades slide forward as you stretch your arms away. And slowly come back up. Marvelous, good. Bring your hands down to the floor. We're going to turn and come onto your front now to work a little deeper into your lower back. Now with this one, you've got to make sure that you're pressing gently your hips and your groin down into the floor, so you're keeping length in your lower spine. You don't want your vertebra to compress. So you're lying down onto your tummy. I want you to bring your hands just in front, fingertips just in front of your shoulders. Stretch your legs as far away from you as you can so they're really strong and active. Push into your hands to the floor. Lower your forehead and gently press your hips down and your chest and head push forward. Now as you breathe in, slowly start to lift your head and shoulders off the floor. And then slowly start to pull the heels of your hands towards you. And when you feel you can't lift any higher, you push your hands into the floor. And that can help you lift a little bit higher up. So you're coming into back extension. Now slowly start to lower your chest and your tummy and then pull your hands towards you to send your body forward. If you feel really squashed with your upper body, just move your hands a bit further forward or back so you feel comfortable. Now again, be careful with your lumbar spine. You don't have to come high. Press your hips down. Gently start to pull the heels of your hands towards you as you shoot your head forward and come into upper back extension. Your lower spine's working. Now push your hands into the floor. Pushing into the floor helps you lift, and you can lift up as high as you feel happy to go. And then slowly pull your elbows back, pull the heels of your hands towards you and lower down. Nice, good. And do that one again, please, only if it feels okay. So you start to pull the heels of your hands towards you to lift halfway. When you feel you can't lift anymore, push your hands away. Lift your chest, really nice, good. But watch your shoulders don't creep up. And now pull your elbows back, pull your hands down, slowly lower your forehead and push yourself up and back into child's pose, just to let your lower spine have a bit of a rest. Well done, and that's amazing for strengthening the whole of your back. Brilliant. From your child's pose, you're going to slowly reach up onto your knees. So you're going to come now onto a high knee position. Let's work a bit more into our core and also into our back as well. Your hips face forward, press gently into your shins and your knees and your feet if that feels okay. Take your arms out to the side, bring your arms above your head. Your index fingers, the only fingers that are pointing away from you, the rest of your hand is wrapped around each other, and try and glue your arms to your ears. Remember we said about the gates of your ribs. So if you're here and you're extending your back, you need to bring your ribs down so everything is nice and strong. And you're going to slowly extend your right leg out to the side. So now you're keeping a really strong frame across the front. And I want you to slowly stretch away from your straight leg. And then exhale, come back up into center. So you go over to the side. Inhale, exhale, lift it up. Good. And push into the little toe edge of your extended leg, that foot, that side. So you reach it over, lift and work into your waist. Good. Hips and shoulders forward. And again, reach it over. Press and lift. Nice and tall. Good. Ribs stay down. 2 more. Reach it nice and long. lift all the way up. Last one, all the way over to your side and reach all the way up. Well done. Arms come down, just swap your legs over. So check your hips are forward, stretch your leg away, press into the outside edge of your foot, of your extended leg. Arms come lifted, index fingers together, keep your chest lifted up, ribs are closed. And stretch the opposite direction and reach all the way up. Feel how you're really stretching into your waist, into your hip, around the side of your bum when you're stretching over to the side. Good. Keep reaching it away, stretch all the way over, press your palms together up into center, shoulders are relaxed. Brilliant. And again, over to the side, press back up again. Just do 2 more of those. Reach over, use your waist, lift it back up. One last one, over to the side and lift back up. Amazing, well done. Bring your arms down, bring your leg down, sit yourself down and just give your hips a little bit of a wiggle. And we're going to come and do some side lying work now. We're going to work a lot into flexion and extension through our legs, and this will work a little bit more into your back. So come and lie down onto your side. Both your knees are bent. Lift your top leg, keep the shape of your leg, so you've got a bent knee, flexed foot, a little bit of flexion through your hip. So you bring your knee forward as if you're going to knee yourself in the chest, and you just press your foot directly back down again. Straighten your leg. So you bend your knee forward and then press your leg down so it works into your thigh, into your bum. Bring it forward, keeping your hips stacked. You can always lie your head down on your arm if that's better. And bring it up as far as you can. Press away. Now, as you're bringing your knee up, try not to let your shoulder creep up, your hips drop. Everything stays in that really strong form. And again, lift, press all the way down. 2 more. This feels fairly okay. We're just starting to isolate into the muscles through your glutes, through your hamstrings. Now I want you to bring your knee forward so it's in line with your underneath knee. Point your toes this time, and I want you to roll your knee down to tap your underneath knee, and then lift and rotate up. So you roll your knee in, so you're working through the ball and socket of your hip. External rotation, internal rotation. If this pinches anywhere in your hip or your side or your bum, then just come back to the normal leg we were just doing a moment ago. Otherwise, in and out. Keep pointing through your feet. Press your hips away from you, so you don't want your hips to roll up. Good. Just do 2 more. Start to feel it really targeting into your smaller glute muscle. And now pause with your knee at that bent position and straighten your leg away. You bend it back down, keep your knees away from each other, straighten your leg away, start to feel it work into your bum, a little bit into your hips, press away, good, and bend. Last 3, bring it down, and 2, and lower down. Last one, just hold the last leg away, push away as far as you can, and lower down. Good. You can bring your knee forward and just tap into your bum. It's a bit evil, that one. So we're going to stretch a little bit into our hips before we go the other side. Press into your top hand. Your leg you've just been lifting, that leg comes behind you into your mermaid. Now again, we think we've done mermaid before. Your hips need to stay forward. If you feel that sitting like this shoots you off center, so you're leaning over to one side, sit on a book. That will lift your hips up and keep you more centered. Try as much as you can to stay in this Z-sit position. And now bring your hands behind you, fingers are facing forward, and press into the floor. And just allow your chest to stretch up to the ceiling. Pull your shoulders back a little bit, and this gives you an amazing stretch to the front of your body. To take it a little further into a deeper hip stretch, keep pressing down into the floor, push your hips forward and lift them up. And you can look up towards the ceiling. This will stretch through your lumbar, stretches both sides of your hips. I'm sure you can feel it if you're up here. And lower down again. One more time if that feels okay. Press into the floor, gently lift your hips forward and up. Your eyes can stay forward. I feel more comfortable letting my head look up to the ceiling. And slowly lower down. Well done. Swap your legs over, come light onto your other side to come into your flexion and extension through your hip, knee and ankle. Both your knees are bent. Keep your hips stacked on top of each other. Lift up your top knee. Foot flexed, knee flexed, hip flexed straight away. Knee comes forward. Press it away and straighten. Knee comes forward. Now, as you're doing this, focus also on your upper body. Your upper body needs to stay still. So push into your upper arm of your supporting side and think about using a little bit of core work to stop your body from moving around. Knee lifts up, push down through your foot, extend through the back of your leg. And again, reach it up, press down, extend through the back of your leg. Feel the work start to build in the back of your thigh, into your glutes. Waist is working. And press it away, good. Keep your ribs closed in. Remember your little gates that close down. They're not able to pop your ribs forward. Lift, press all the way down. Should start to feel a little bit of heat building now. Rather than pain, let's think about it being a bit of heat building into your bum. Good. Last two. Lift it up. Last one. Now bring your knee forward and hold it here. Point your toe. Internal rotation to tap your underneath knee. External. Really important you keep still through your hips here. Internal and external. Brilliant. If this doesn't feel good for your hip, your lower spine, come back again to the same flexion extension that you did before. In and rotate. If one side feels harder, that means you could have a bit of a restriction in your piriformis, in your glutes, in your lower spine. If it's really feeling tight in your bum, if you've got a golf ball or a bouncy ball, that's really good to roll your bum on, and that will help loosen all of this area. And it also releases through your back quite a lot as well. One last one. Now bring your leg back in line and extend it away. As you're extending, think about what you're doing. You're pressing your leg away, you're pulling up your thigh muscle, stretching your hip. And again, reach it away. Lovely. Last few. Press and release. Just do two more. And your last one, hold here, press away and lower down. Well done. Just bring your leg forward, just tap into your bum, tap into your thigh, stretch your hips, top hand comes to the floor, pushes you back up. Find your mermaid stretch, so sit on the book if you need to. You've got that Z-sit position through your feet. Hips are facing forward. Bring your hands behind you. This feels really, really awful, then you can always bring one leg in front of you and just stay with your back hip open. Hands come behind you, lift your chest up. And then when you're ready, push your hips forward and up. Really feel the stretch in your hip and in your bum a little bit. And lower yourself down. Good. Do one more of those. Press down, press your hips forward and up. Feel the stretch for your lumbar spine too. And slowly lower down. Brilliant. Take your back leg forward, spin yourself round. Have some space behind you. Pull the back of your thighs, press into your feet, tuck your pelvis. Slowly roll back until your knees are lifted. One hand behind your head, then the other. Going to come into crisscross. So lower your head down. Stretch your right leg away from you. Keep your lower ribs down to the floor. Now lift your head up, nod your head around through your spine, and you're going to take your right shoulder towards your left knee and stretch your right leg away. Come into center, knee comes in. Left leg stretches away, but you take your shoulder towards your knee, not your elbow. Opposite elbow pulls back to the floor. Come back into center. And do the same on the other side. Good. So you slowly lift, your shoulder comes towards your knee, not your elbow. Be careful then, abdominal issues here. Just come back into single leg stretch with your head down. If you've got any issues with a tummy gap, if you're pregnant, if you've got any problems with your tummy at all, don't do any rotation. Just come into either single leg with head up or down. Good. Slowly lift, slowly twist. Shoulder, elbows stay wide. Your elbows don't move position. They're just there to help you balance your head. Nice, good. If you're doing crisscross in a really good technique, you'll massively feel it in your body. So you lift, elbows are wide, shoulder twist, back into center, and extend and twist. One more each side, lift, extend and twist. Last one, lift, extend and twist. Bring your knees in, lower your head, knees come towards your body and gently rock from side to side. Good. Place your feet down onto the floor. Stretch your left leg away, pull your right knee in. Hold the outside of your right knee and just twist it over towards your left. Feel the stretch through your thigh, through your bum, a little bit into your lower spine. And your knee comes back into your chest. You can take your knee to the outside of your rib cage and pull your knee up towards your shoulder, a deeper hip stretch again. Point your toes on your opposite foot. And swap your legs over. So your right leg stretches away, left leg comes in, pull your knee in, take your left leg over towards your right, gently holding the outside of your knee, stretch down your thigh into your bum, waist is stretching. Good. Bring your knee back in towards your chest, then take your knee to the outside of your rib cage if that feels okay, and pull it up towards your shoulder. Point your toes on your opposite foot. And now bring your knees in towards your chest. Hold the back of your thighs, rock yourself up. And just to do one last really lovely back exercise, got to be really careful with this one. Make sure your floor is okay. We're going to roll like a ball. So you've got to make sure you're happy with your lumbar spine, with your upper spine as well. Bring your feet to the floor. If you don't want to do this, just come into a child's pose stretch. Hold onto the fronts of your shins. Tiptoes on the floor to begin with. You must have space behind you and make sure you've got a soft enough surface so you don't slam your back down. Lift your chest up. Now you tuck your pelvis so you find that C curve. Bring your feet off the floor and pull your knees and your heels in towards you. Now this will take a bit of practice, so please be careful on a harder floor. Look down towards your thighs, keep your pelvis tucked, you breathe in, you rock back, and you rock up, and you balance. Yes, amazing. So you rock back, you rock up, and you balance. Keep pulling your heels towards your bum. You try to keep your feet the same distance. So when you're rocking, careful that you don't come here. You want to keep your feet pulling in. If it's not nice for you, come to child's pose, but it's amazing for your back. Tuck your pelvis, head comes down. You rock, you lift, and you balance. Just one last one, and then if you can, at the top, I want you to pause. Can you lift your legs so your shins are now lifted? Keep your C-curve. Keep tucked under. If you feel happy here, can you straighten one leg if you're used to Pilates or yoga? Can you straighten your other leg? Can you lift your chest up nice and high? Fabulous, well done. Bend your knees. Bring the soles of your feet together. Hold your ankles. Lift your chest up nice and high. Elbows to the inside of your knees and gently just stretch forward. Deeper hip stretch. Now round your spine, slide your hands down. And slowly uncurl. Let's take our legs into a cross-leg position, if that feels all right. Lift your arms up to the ceiling. Gently lean forward, hinge forward from your hips. Remember which leg is in front of you, so which shin is further in front. And lift it back up again. Swap your legs over, so opposite shin comes in front. Lift nice and high, and then hinge forward from your hips. Press forward. Feel a stretch in your top hip. Pull your elbows back. You can bring your hands to the floor if you want to and walk them away from you. And slowly uncurl. Legs come in front of you. Give them a little bit of a shake. Round through your shoulders. And yay, well done. Fabulous. Good work. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed your hip openers.
Toughy.
You're all okay?
Thank you.
Oh.
Oh, great.
Yeah, very good.
Thank you.
Yeah, back, because lots of back work, Tim, there, so that'll be really good for your back.
Exhausted.
That's the last time we do one of Tim's suggestions.
Let's keep to those cocktails.
Please do in Slack, by all means, put some ideas down of things that you want me to cover. I'm more than happy to.
What about,
Brilliant.
can't you just lie down on the mat and breathe deeply for 40 minutes?
That's enough for 45 minutes. That'd be lovely.
You can do that now, Sven. You got 15 minutes.
Thanks, Gareth.
Till 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's been nice to see you all anyway. Have a lovely week.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Take care.
Bye.